Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode on God of YouTube. So obviously this one now is going to be like a little teaser about the my new latest addition to where I live, and that's the saltwater marine setup, nano tank. So obviously, as you can see, it's nothing fancy when it comes to marine. It's sorry, I do apologise. So it's cheap and simple. So obviously we'll get just cracking little bits. So obviously a wooden stand with a door. You can keep all your bits and bobs, your spare, bits and everything, your foods, and put spare filters, etc. in there. It's got a 2-tier shelf. So obviously all it is it's a square tank which I had off a mate. It's nothing fancy. It's not a professional saltwater tank where you've got the chambers at the back. Obviously, there's a couple of rocks. These are not the rocks that are going to be going in it because they're not the proper ones. I've just placed them in there just to give me a rough idea of how it's going to be and how it's going to look once the proper rocks are purchased and they go in. The pump on the top was cheap and cheerful. Obviously you take the lid off the top, so obviously in the top it's got a tray that's inside which just pops out, and obviously it's just, as you know, stones, which is like bio stones, and it's got a filter inside, and all that does then is when the water's sucked up, it goes through them holes, all the big bits get trapped in that blue sponge, and then it obviously goes through the carbon balls, which sterilises the water and that, and obviously that just fits back in there. This lever here, which fits through the lid, that's to reduce or maximise the amount of flow that you also have in the tank. Now, this little lever, which is here, which goes down there, I believe. Yeah. No? It's, yep, there you go. So basically, it's a very good one. So, what it does is, the propeller and all that inside of it self-cleans itself. So that's okay, because I don't have to mess about or faff about with constantly having to get all the gunk and all the algae and build up out of the propeller like you normally would with a fish tank, because it cleans itself. It's also got a protein skimmer built in, which just skims all the unprocessed food and fish waste, which you'd normally have to have with a salt marine tank. It obviously sucks up the water through there. It goes into the back. I'm not quite sure how that goes from there to there, but anyway. And then obviously it cleans it and all that, and then it filters it back through here as if it was like a little waterfall. Obviously there is going to be a heater which will go down there, which will regulate the heat of the water to the fish's requirements. There will also be a wave maker which will be mounted here eventually, which makes the water circulate as if it was, natural sea. This light which is on top, it's nothing fancy, it wasn't expensive, it was like 50-60 pounds off Amazon. You can set it to different lights, you can merge them as well. A lot of people as well who have marine setups. If you're just keeping fish, they'll just have it like a white light. But if you're having corals, which is basically like an underwater plant, then you have to switch it to a blue light. Now, I would show you the blue light. I don't think
you can see it on camera, but you've currently got, this one's a blue, that one's a white currently, and that one's a blue.
So
you can't really tell.
No, you can't, because it'll just go blurred. But the blue light, there's 3 stages on the blue light, there's 3 stages as well on the white light. And what I've got it on at the moment is I've got 2 on the white and 1 on the blue, because the blue is quite a powerful one. So that's how you're getting the white, but it's a tinted blue inside of it as well. There's 3 fans in this as well, so there's the main one in the top. two in the side, which obviously keeps the lights, the LED lights on underneath, because obviously you put your hand obviously there and you can feel the heat, because they are quite powerful lights. There is clips on the back. I've got it just like that at the moment because I've got it just the right centre of the tank and that. It does come as well with a spare bracket, so it can go a lot higher by putting that onto there. So just as a guide, if I put that onto say there, okay, and I position it with one of the screws which you get as well within the packet. So if you say you've got that there, the bracket's there, right? So this, instead of it being there, it would come flat on top. So it's a lot higher for different types of setups. But because of the size of the tank and how deep the tank is, the light where it is now is plenty deep enough so the light can actually penetrate down, and obviously it will benefit for obviously a couple of stages in time when I decide that I want to get obviously corals. Now, just a quick one as well. Corals, depending on what corals you have, depends on also what light you have. So most corals, like your Duncan corals, your zoanthums, your torch corals, certain LPSs, obviously your fleshy corals and a few mushrooms, they don't need the bestest light in the world. They can have something like this, but your higher end of the spectrum corals, they would need a lot more stronger light than what I've got. So if I did decide to go to them type of corals, I definitely would have to upgrade the light, but I don't really want to. I like the colours, I like the way that the easier beginner corals are, so I went with that light. I'm due to have some also sand in the bottom as well eventually. I'm going to go for a type of sand which is it's live bacteria sand by a company called Carib Sea, and that gives you a boost as well.
Because this did come with sand, didn't it? But it was
it wasn't
quite cool.
Yeah, I
think
I think the person who had it before, what it didn't have. It wasn't meant to be salt water. I think it was tropical or cold water. But all the pumps and everything, I can redesign them to habitat in that for marine. So obviously all the wires, you're not going to see them. They're all down the back, as well. So it's got these corner clips on, so the tank is not sitting
higher up.
It's higher up as well. So that's all right. I think this is Resun CC.30, which I think is the name of the design of the tank. I have actually as well got a top which will go over it, a plastic top, and what that will do is it will stop certain fish from being able to jump out the tank, because certain fish, they tend to jump out, to jump out the tank. But anyway, so that's just a little bit on that.
We are putting out a brand new series.
We are. So obviously, once we'll take it step by step from start to finish. We'll show you everything that you need to do. I'll show you everything that you can't do or you don't need to do, from everything like pumps, filtrations, sand, rocks, lights, the whole lot. I will let you know what's best and what's not best, and what's also as well helped me. I'll also take you through as well on what fishies will be okay for a tank this size, etc, etc. And then after that, once every month, then I will do an update, and I'll just show you how it's progressing. If I do decide to get corals, how they're progressing, if they'll need feeding, etc, which I probably will. If in the event that the fish do ever decide to breed, I will also post that. I'm not sure if they will, but and every month you'll get a regular update on how it's going. So it will be just like a regular series, just as if you were just watching a series on the TV or whatnot. So yeah, something to look forward to.
Okay.
Definitely.
Obviously we know it's quite close to Christmas now.
Yeah, so obviously the series will be now after Christmas. There'll be probably a few bits of recording going on, maybe before, maybe after, but the main series will be going out definitely now after Christmas. I'm thinking not 100%, but I might be able to start it on the 2nd of January. Yeah. So there's a lot to look forward to on that. There's other things as well coming out. So, but anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to it. If any comments that you've got and that below, don't forget to link them in the subscription below. And I shall see you soon. Take care.
I'll just add.
Oh yeah.
Don't ignore the Googon advertisement going on there.
Yeah, that's nothing to do. By the way,
he's chucking in a cheeky little advertisement there.
Nothing to do with that. So
nothing to do with the fish
that knows
tank.
what that is, you should know by now. Definitely
I know what that
don't
is,
put it in your water.
That's not what you want to be advertising.
No, so
but, yeah, brilliant.
See you later, guys. Take care.